Hello guys. Hello guys, I'm Dorothy Njemanze of the Dorothy Njemanze Foundation. I'm a co-founder of the Dorothy Njemanze Foundation, and I welcome you. Thank you for joining on this episode. And please, if you have not liked the channel, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, that's a big thumbs up. Well, let's know what your honest thoughts are. It's not about requesting for a thumbs up. Yeah, let's know what your honest thoughts are. And then aside subscribing to the channel so that you know the latest on whatever we're handling, um, we would be glad if you also help us to share the word and spread the word so that other, females, women, children, women, girls, boys, men, everybody subscribes to the platform, and let's share our thoughts. Let's build humanity together. Let's remember what humanity is all about. And that's what we do at the Dorothy Njemanze Foundation. We are a not-for-profit organization that use the entertainment media for grassroots reorientation. And it means that we come up with films, social campaign adverts, and different things. We engage in community engagements and all of that. And we help people understand the provisions of local laws and of legal provisions and legal processes. So if something happens to you that is related to sexual and gender-based violence or sexual health, sexual reproductive health and rights, or any such thing, you know what to do, why to do, how to do, where to go, all those kind of things. That's pretty much what we exist for. And so we're happy to have you on the happy to have you on. We promise that the updates will be more frequent. And yes, am I the only person who you're going to be seeing? No, we're several people in the Dorothy Njemanze Foundation, depending on the locations where we are and the case that is being handled, or the thing that is being talked about. Different people in the Dorothy Njemanze Foundation. I will be bringing different concerns. We'd like you to meet the family and your family, of course. So very quickly to what we're doing today. I was going to explain, what does the Dorothy Njemanze Foundation do? I've told you what we do and why do we do it. We want to help people access better social justice, social inclusivity, and victim support. And in the process of doing that, we have found out that a lot of things, certain things are detrimental to access to justice. Um, the way people have been raised is one of the things. Grooming that people have gotten is one of the things. And then a lot of women are made to feel that they are not, what is it called? They're not enough until there's, a man who is there to validate them. I very strongly want to tell us that every human being is enough by the person self, and every human being counts. Yes, every human being does count. So a lot of the work we do is at community level. We do a lot of community engagement work, and that's why a lot of times, there's a pidgin English thing here. I did blow pigeon, like well, I did blow pigeon. But of the matter now, not be pigeon matter we make us day and now, So, for what it's worth, um, um, recently we've been seeing a lot of videos online going up online of people who think that they have a right to dehumanize anybody on alleged grounds of marriage. In February, we saw the case of Nkiru and Ngozi, where Nkiru was dehumanized by Ngozi. Now, every day, people offend us. And if we take the laws into our hands, then we would have dead bodies all over the streets. For that reason, the laws exist. And their legal means to peaceful and conflict, peaceful and legal means of legal and peaceful means to conflict and dispute resolution. And by all means, that's what the Dorothy Njemanze Foundation very, very, very strongly advocates. So we very strongly condemn all those dehumanizing acts meted out on women. And for the women who are justifying these actions and saying, oh, a woman is supposed to defend her husband, excuse me, suddenly the goalpost is shifted again. So women are no more the weaker sex, eh? Women are now defenders of the men. Wow. Women are now defenders of the head of your family, your head, right? See, whatever rocks your boat, do. But where a crime is committed, that's where we get interested. And so, to that effect, the assaults that are meted out on these people, whether they are videoed or not, are enough to land you in jail. Then these people are still enough, and they go ahead and document their assaults, then get these people nude and post them online. One would have thought that from what happened with the Nkiru and Ngozi case, this saga in late January, early February, these people would have learned lessons because that video went super viral. And next thing, we see another one where the beater is not even the wife. Guess what? The so everybody seems to be, disowning the wife, including the husband. Yes, at the moment, that's the situation of things. But for what it's worth, we are. So, what's our interest? Our interest is to help ensure that these gruesome images do not affect the lady in question, such that she, is driven to take her life or any such thing. We've had situations where people who are involved in this kind of situations told us that they considered taking their lives. Now, as much as we protect human lives, we protect human rights, we protect everything that is human in the interest of our collective, our shared humanity. So, seeing to her well-being is important to us. Ensuring that she's safe is another thing that is important to us, and also seeing to the fact that she gets access to justice, because she's a human being and she has not negotiable human rights. Wait for it. Crash course to you. They are human, the side chicks, side chickens, whatever, side cocks. But guess what? They are human beings with human rights, and not negotiable human rights at that. And so if you violate their human rights, you would be committing crimes, and the law would hold you accountable. And we are there. We are there to help the law to hold accountable people who have no self-control, and people who are unable to, be rational, and people who are a risk to other human beings because they cannot think well and they cannot behave well. You cannot go about now asking women to say, okay, so in response to people who are saying, you women to leave our husbands alone now. Sorry, well, your husband's neatly folded pieces of paper that you put in your wallet that got lost. Why is what's sitting in a matrimonial bed? How come your matrimonial bed is in the streets? Yes. How come your matrimonial bed is suddenly so accessible to everybody? If you are in a relationship with somebody such that you even have vows that you have exchanged with such a person, the person should respect your vows enough. And should there be a breach of the vows you have made, there is no outside party that is responsible for it. It is the person who made the vow to you that is fully responsible and accountable to you for whatever there is. So please, can you stop misplacing your anger? I am not saying you do not have the right to be angry, but you need to direct your anger to the person. And it's very sad that a lot of people feel they are scared of holding their men accountable because they feel they are nothing without their men. They are only valid when they have a man. I think that you are valid enough. If that's where to count, you should be valid when you have a man that respects you, and not when you have somebody who doesn't feel the person is at the same level, like you're trying to force it to seem you are at. Those things are painful. Those things could be hurtful, and there are legal remedies for that. There are. In subsequent episodes, we're going to exhaust what the legal remedies are, depending on the part of Nigeria you are, whether you are where the penal code is enforceable or where it's the criminal code that is enforceable. There are legal remedies for that. But by all means, please do not be caught breaking any law. Do not be caught committing any crime, because the law is there, and we are there to help all human beings, irrespective of your very deliberate and strong attempt to make everybody not want to listen to them. We are there to help them document their stories and their evidences in matters that are tenable before law courts and ensure that they get justice. In the process of ensuring they get justice, there are some of these people who need to be relocated to safer environments, for their good. The lady in question who was beaten happens to be a widow, and she's not just a widow, she's a widow that has a kid, and she really truly needs all sorts of interventions. The people the lady in this case is not our only clients. We have several other clients, and our clientele base span across children, women, people with disabilities. They're different groups. So, should you want to support the work that Dorothy Njemanze does to help human beings access justice? Because how do we best put it? Have you been in that situation before where somebody did something really very harmful or hurtful to you, and you know you deserve justice and you couldn't get justice? Yeah. So, do you want to help people in that situation, especially people who are victims of sexual and gender-based violence, to access justice? There's a lot you can do. You can support by directly paying money to the Dorothy Njemanze Foundation accounts. If you're not sure of the accounts, they're right there in the comment section. Please feel free and send your donations and support to us, because when you support us, we are able to support the people who need these supports a lot better. And then you can also go to the Dorothy Njemanze website, which is www.dnf.org.ng. www.dnf.org.ng. You can go to the Dorothy Njemanze website, and there are payment options for people who are from all over the world. So there's the pay stack option and there's the full pay option. So please feel free and support us, because we are strongly counting on your support. By the way, we have it on record that we have not lost any case yet. Yeah, and the Dorothy Njemanze Foundation came to being since the year 2011. So we continue doing everything we do, but it takes a village to ensure that everybody in the society is safe. And who are the members of the village? You and I, everybody. So while we have willing people in the Dorothy Njemanze Foundation, I have wonderful willing colleagues to take on these issues. I am strongly implore that, you see, your yeah, oh, they are not going to pay the bills. They're not going to support. They're not bankable. We cannot do anything meaningful with them. Please, please, please. If it is £1 a week, if it is, whatever it is you want to support us with, £1,000, £500, gradually we would have a pool and we'll be able to put things right. So while at this, I'd just like to quickly make a passionate appeal on behalf of a particular client who gives us a lot of concern at the moment. The father started raping her right from when she was 12 years old, and he insists that he didn't force her, that at 12 years old he wasn't penetrating, he was only rubbing his penis just right around. And I wonder how nobody saw that as crime enough at the time. So there are certain interventions that we need to help this lady to do, because where she is a very toxic environment, and if she continues at this pace, she's going to be very destroyed by the things she's made to endure daily. So this is just one of the very important and urgent cases that we have. There's the widow who we need to urgently sort out her shelter because she has 4 children, and her in-laws are trying to force her to marry one of them. They've tormented her very seriously. So there's so many people who need different, varying degrees of access to justice. Some people need mediation. Some people need mediation and medical. Some people need mediation, medicals, and other legal forms of intervention. Some people need mediation, medical, legal intervention, and socioeconomic empowerment, including either sending them to school or starting a small scale business for them after training them, and then probably getting accommodation for them. The burdens of this are super huge. The government has grossly been very irresponsible, and because there's a lot of things that the government that there's legal provision for the government to take care of a lot of the bills that we actually take care of, especially bills that border around investigation and litigations. So of criminal offenses. So you can help us to mitigate the effect of these cumbersome things that we do. We are counting very much on you. Don't forget, if you've not liked, subscribe to our page rather, to please subscribe to the page and let's know your honest opinions on this. If you need any clarifications on what laws are available, where you can get support in the different states where you are resident, please don't fail to put it on, on in the comment section and let's know what your thoughts are. We'll be responding to your thoughts more often. Let's know what topics are bugging your mind that you would want treated. Yeah, Dorothy Njemanze Foundation is here for you, and we're here to help make we help to create and make safer and better a safer and better society for us all. Thank you very much to everybody who's tuned in today. While we expect to see your feedback and we'll respond to your feedback, please don't forget to share videos so that more people would rather will subscribe to the platform. You see, I keep using terminologies relative to other platforms. And we're available on all social media platforms. So please follow us so that you know what breaks, when it breaks, and how it breaks. Thank you so much for joining in. I'm Dorothy Njemanze. Yes. Oh, still an actress and all those things, but in this capacity, I'm a co-founder of the Dorothy Njemanze Foundation. Human rights is what we do for